Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to another episode of the Buffalo Sabres Be a GM. Before we get into things, just make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Do it when you want to do it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but, you know, somebody got mad at me saying, stop telling me what to do. I'm not telling you. Guys, it's just about promotion and getting bigger, all right? That's all it's about. But anyway, it really helps you out when you do it. So, didn't make the playoffs. Kind of disappointed. I think that was pretty much made clear last episode. So we're going to jump into it here. We're going to get back into things. And I asked you guys, what do we get rid of to get a first round pick? All right, because we don't have that pick now. People are saying get rid of Eric Staal for a top 5 pick. Well, and somebody else made a comment on it too, saying that's not possible. You can't do that. Why? Eric Staal only has 1 year left on his contract. All right, so you can't actually trade him away to anybody because his contract is expiring. It means that no team is going to take him. So it's just, it's life. It's the way the business works. Now, another option was to trade Tyler Ennis. I don't know what kind of trade value Tyler Ennis has. But with Sam Reinhart coming up, Tyler Ennis will soon find himself without a job. And if Tyler Ennis has some room left on his contract, like some time left, we can move him. Another option was Cody Franzen. So maybe what we could do is we could send Cody Franzen and Tyler Ennis away for some kind of a prospect. Now, somebody else said, well, you know, with Cody Franzen, like, why get rid of him? He's a solid player. You know what? We've got some young guys coming up. We got Nikita Zadorov ready to enter the NHL. We got guys that are ready to move up the roster. So, yeah, are we going to be hurting a little bit longer? Probably. We're probably not there yet. When you think about the Buffalo Sabres rebuild, when we took over, it was like year 2 of the full rebuild. You weren't even putting players into the roster yet. Scout assignment. I can't remember everything that's going on here. We don't need a goalie. We could add a forward potentially or a defenseman, to be honest. That would probably be our best bet. So WHL, you got these guys. The OHL, you've got a top 10 in Brown. The Q is what we were scouting, Gauthier. Defenseman, let's take a look here. OHL, yeah, you got Sean Day, of course. And in the WHL, you got a top 10 in Garrett. Is there anybody else anywhere in the world? The USA has like nobody, so I'm not even going to bother. Crosby. Well, there's a couple there. You know what? I'm going to scout this one here. We're going to scout it for a month. There are some first-round picks, second-round picks, guys that are depth picks that we could steal come the draft in June. And, I mean, one guy said this is the dumbest thing you've ever done was trade away your first-round pick. But when you think about it, guys, that's what teams do all the time is trade away first-round picks. And guess what? It has to be before the trade deadline, and many teams don't have. You know how many points you need to lock up a playoff spot? Are you kidding me? What a stupid comment that is. You know, you have to make those kind of moves before the trade deadline, or you do it at the draft and you pick up a player that's going to help you immediately. That's like when you've got a top 10 pick or something. You trade it away for a proven veteran, for a proven veteran that's going to be able to bring it night in and night out, something that not necessarily a young player is going to provide. Long term, that young player may be the better player. But in the immediate now, you just go for what your team needs. All right, Minnesota ended up winning the Stanley Cup. Looks like Zach Parise won the Hart Memorial Trophy. And we'll go to scout assignment because that'll stop the sim, thankfully. Go by best. And we were taking a look at SM Liga. There you go. Let's take a look at the SHL. There wasn't much there. Not much in Russia and nothing in the rest of the world. Let's take a look at defense. Nobody there. Let's take a look at the SHL. You know what? There's not much. They're really second rounder. Let's do 2 weeks in the SHL. Maybe we get a little bit of information. All right, so I'm just gonna take a look here at GM options. We're gonna take a look at contracts, see if anybody got any better. We had a quick look at it. So Eric Staal still 89. Matt Molson actually went to an 87. Matt Zuccarello went up to an 86. Martin Stanley will likely retire at the end of the year, so we'll be looking to get rid of him. Well, he'll retire himself anyway. Tyler Meyer is still the same. Ennis still the same. Gergensen still the same. Lokchanov still the same. Franzen actually dropped to an 83 overall, so he is something we'd like to get rid of. But at $5.5 million, and he's dropped to an 83 overall. Good luck trying to get rid of him, unfortunately. Sam Reinhart currently at an 82. He could be at about an 84, maybe 85 by the time the season starts. So he would be a good second-line option for us. He's going to jump right in there. And then it doesn't look like anybody else really jumped up here from what I'm seeing. Nothing that jumps off the map for me here. Tons of prospects. Zaka's a 69 now. Kylington is still a 66, but again, these guys will jump up, of course. And then goaltending. Let's see here. Nichols is still a 75. So these are guys that's overalls are going to go up in the offseason, okay? So now we're going to have the draft. So we're going to go up to the 21st, and that'll give us a better idea of what we want or what we're going to get from our scouting staff here in the draft this year. So we'll have a quick peek and see which ones they suggest. I always like to write this stuff down. You know, you spend time in the draft, take your time, make the smart selections, figure out what you have in your roster too, like what kind of players. We don't have too many power forwards. We've got a lot of snipers, a lot of playmakers, not too many two-way forwards. We're not going to do that. So out of the Canadian players, they say that we should go after defenseman Chris Martinet, left wing Dawson Lidahl, goalie Travis Child, center Trent Fox, and right wing Jean-Michel Leblanc. There you go. So those are the 5 players that they suggest. Now that doesn't mean that they're the best players, right? Because there's a lot of players that they don't take into consideration, and that's just from the top prospects game, which is CHL players only. So we're gonna go to scouting. We're gonna go to scouting report, pardon me, and have a look here. So any of the guys that they suggested in this top 10 doesn't look like it. They look like there might be a couple top 10 goalies. Yeah, there's a few goalies. Child is considered a top 5, so we're just gonna scratch him off our list. All right, we're just gonna take him off the list. The other guy was a, let's see here, it was a center, Fox. Let's see here, Trent Fox is his name. Trent Fox, they have going in the 2nd round. Okay, so we will put that in there. He's 2nd rounder. Okay, left wing, actually that's centers. Left wingers, there is Lidahl. There he is. He's considered a 1st round pick. He's a two-way forward too, so that's nice. That'll add that depth that we would like to add. And then Jean-Michel Leblanc, he's a 2nd round pick, another two-way forward again. 2nd, okay. And then defenseman Martinet. All right, they've got him going 1st/2nd. He's 6'7", defensive defenseman. Holy moly, only 199 pounds, but that does go up in BGM. It goes up, so hold on, we're gonna back out. Okay, so that's the 4 players we're gonna focus on. We are then gonna go to the prospect game player stats, and we are gonna look at not top play. We want to look at our guys, see if they're in here. Martinet, he will be here. So we're going to look at defense. Martinet. There he is. He's 62 overall. All right, I'll put that down there. Left wingers, Lidahl. There he is. He's 70 overall, actually. 70. That's not bad at all. Centers, Fox. He's 61. So 61. And then finally, Jean-Michel Leblanc, who's a right winger. He will be here, yep. 58 overall, Jean-Michel. And then what I like to do is I like to have a look at all skaters and see if there's anybody whose overall stands out to me. Keegan Goetz. He's 71. Let's see here. Anybody else that stands out? I like to go over 70. Alexander, here you go. Alexander Mikulovich. Okay, Milukovic. Okay, and then anybody else that stands out? No, we'll take a look. Oh, sorry. We'll look at Team Red. 69, Michael Cramarosa. There, Matthew Highmore. He's 72. So these are the top prospects, very likely. I'll have to take a look at the list again. Dawson, we know he's a 1st round pick. So we'd like to get a 1st round pick then, judging by that. So then let's go back out. I'm not worrying about goalies. I'm not. I don't care really what their overalls are. Let's see the top 5. So Goetz actually isn't even in here. If you look at these top players, let's see. We got Goetz, Highmore. He's considered a 1st round pick. He is just a 1st rounder. Okay, so those are the type of guys that they miss on the scouting. So you do have to take a look. We're getting down here a little bit too. Milukovic, he's actually a 1st/2nd. And then Goats, he's the last one. He's 71 overall. You can't always go by just this, but you can take him into account. He's a second/third, Goats. So there's some options for us, guys. So Keegan Goats, Alexander Milikovic, or whatever the hell you pronounce his name, and Matthew Highmore, they're also over the 70 overall, and it won't take them long to get to the point in time that they're usable players in the NHL. So that is nice. Those are the type of steals you want to look for in the draft. Now, obviously, we can only take advantage of those players because they played in the CHL Top Prospects game. Anybody gone from us? Let's see. Did we lose Martin St. Louis? Oh, wait. We're Buffalo. Actually, we did not lose Martin St. Louis, so he's sticking around a little bit. So we'll have him for next year, so that's a nice little boost for us, actually. That's one of those things that I was worried about. All right, so now we're going into the NHL draft. I'm going to go to my phone. We are going to go to our trade block. We're going to see what they suggest. All right, so they think we should go after a goalie. No, that is not happening. We've got a top stud goalie. Here's what we want. We want... picks. Here we go. I want a first-round pick for this year. I want a current second and a third. I do not want future firsts. Okay? So there's what we're applying. Here's also what we'd like to get. I'd like to have a serviceable forward, a second-line forward. Okay? Any age is fine with me. There you go. A serviceable forward. Right wing, specifically, would be nice if you could actually say that. I'd also like to add a defenseman, a top 2 pairing defenseman. And I think that's probably pretty good. That's probably pretty good there. Surplus, we don't have current first. We do not have that. Future first, yes, we'll put that on for now. Trading block. No, let's go to the trading block. Our 2017 first round pick is on there. Martin St. Louis is coming off. I'm not willing to get rid of him. Let's see here. Yeah, see, we don't have a first this year, so we need to clear him off. So I'm going to clear Martin St. Louis. I will get rid of the 2016 second. And I would be willing to deal somebody like... Where is he? Lakshanov, another centerman that's just clogging up the pipes. I'd be willing to trade him. So that's what I'm going to set my trading block at for the draft, guys. Let's take a look here and let's get into the draft. Let's see what kind of maybe a deal we can swing for something in the top 10 or the first couple rounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my phone here really quick and I'm going to take a photo of the standings in the draft so I don't have to go running around looking to see who has what pick. There you go. So now I've got those pictures in my phone and I can just kind of say like, hey, who's got this pick? All right. So we're going to go through, have a quick peek here. I don't know how many phones we have. We've got we got 3 phones, pardon me. It says right at the bottom. I always forget that. So here's what we have to offer. Let's see here. Nobody's going to be worth... Like, Tyler Ennis might be the option for us. All right, so let's say Tyler Ennis is the guy we want to deal. Arizona have the 28th pick in the draft, so no. Boston have the 22nd? Maybe, then. I'd like to find somebody that's a little bit higher up. Carolina, they've got a high pick. Carolina's got the 4th pick in this draft, and they don't want to get rid of it. They also got the 13th. They also don't want to get rid of it. We could just go through like this. Chicago's got the 25th. See, yeah, that's the type of pick we'd be getting out of it, is a late first. If I look at value, yeah, he's about worth that. About that. So we're looking at a late pick, but if we could combine him with maybe, say, Cody Hodgson, or not Cody Hodgson, pardon me, Cody Hodgson, Cody Franzen, then maybe we can get something a little bit better. All right, so we're looking for a mid-draft pick. Maybe Edmonton would be an option if they want to get rid of it. Detroit, they're the 18th pick. That's not bad. That's not a bad option. Edmonton, they do want to get rid of that's their 15th round pick, or 15th overall pick. So let me throw Franzen on here, see if anybody actually wants him. All right, Cody Franzen, he doesn't have much trade value, okay? But Cody Franzen and Tyler Ennis could actually combine to be a decent pick. And Los Angeles wants both of them. So we'll look at draft picks. They would take them. Edmonton, would they take both? They don't want Franzen. Who else wants both? Minnesota, Montreal. Montreal's picking where? 16, so that's not bad. And they do want to get rid of it. So this would go through, but again, this is coming down to, what is it? Cap space? Cap space. So we're going to run into a problem there, too. New Jersey, the 2nd. They want to get rid of the 2nd round pick, or the 2nd overall pick. I don't necessarily want that. The Islanders, they want to get rid of their 24th. The Rangers don't have anything. Ottawa, the 10th round pick they want, or 10th overall pick they would get rid of. But again, salary cap, man. The salary cap's going to bite us in the ass in this one. Tampa, 29th. Nobody's going to be able to afford both of these guys. Winnipeg and the 8th. They want to get rid of it. Now, that would go through, but we're not giving up enough here. We'd have to give up something else. I'm not willing to give up Neuwirth. What else do they want? Myers, Stadnik. What was the deal with Stadnik again? 4 yellow star, 2 a forward. Good shot, though. I don't want to get rid of Stadnik because of that. McCabe, he's an 80 overall defenseman, 2-way defenseman, 3.5 green stars. He could be very good next year. Larson, Johan Larson, I don't want to get rid of. Dunn, what's the deal with Dunn? Vince Dunn, offensive defenseman. These are some of these guys that we picked up. I'd be willing to get rid of somebody like that. Lokchanov. I would throw Lokchanov on there, but they won't get rid of it because of the cap hit. So we'd have to ask for something in return. And I don't think that's going to go through. They don't want to get rid of anybody, for that matter. That still won't go through. First off, I should double check here, make sure that everybody's got 2 years left, or more than that. Franzen, I believe we signed for a few years, 3 years. And Lokchanov, he's only got 1 year, so we can't even throw Lokchanov on there because he's not going to get re-signed. It won't go through. So Winnipeg, it won't go. Cap hit, no, $10 million in cap space. Arizona, what was their pick? The 28th round pick and the 21st. That may be what we're settling for. You know what? I might have to take Franzen off and just get 2 late picks for those guys. So Arizona, for their 21st pick, it's not quite there. I need to throw a little bit more on there. Yeah, it's going to have to be like a Luke Adam, a Benoit. Let's see here. Skaters on block. Martin. What's the deal with Martin? Bryce Martin, 2-way defenseman, 3 green stars. Sure. Okay, and then in terms of... I'd say that that's probably close enough. That will make it go through. So we'll end up with a 21st pick, and maybe we could trade Cody Franzen then at that point for a... yeah, we could trade Cody Franzen away for a first-round pick. And then we've got 2 nice depth picks in the lineup. I think that's pretty good. Will it go? And it will. There you go. So Tyler Ennis is gone for a first-round pick. Is it the most fantastic situation? No. Now we want to move Franzen. We're not going to get a first-round pick for Franzen. His value is just not there. And also, you got to find somebody. Well, I mean, we could throw him to Arizona, too, and get their second. Nope, they don't want to get... That won't work. Boston can't get much worse. Calgary would take him. Don't want to give anything up. Carolina. Chicago. No, they can't cap hit. Colorado. You know what? Let's see if they got any prospects. No. Columbus. They would give up their 3rd. Nope, they won't. What's the problem here? Hold on. Let me just add a player. No, let me just add a player here. It doesn't matter which one. Anderson. Yeah, so it's the number of players right there. Dallas, we got good rep with them. Tons of cap space, too. They have any young players? Nope, nothing. Detroit, nope, no cap space. We're not even going to bother. Florida, tons of cap. Don't want to get rid of any skaters. Want to get rid of Luongo. What about draft picks? Nope. No, not LA. Anybody? Here you go. New Jersey. They've got a 2nd for next year. Brad Richards. No, that's okay. What's Brad Richards' deal? He's 36 years old. No, that's not what I want. I mean, we could trade him away for a 2nd next year, and that would go. That would be a fair trade, and then we could use that 2nd to deal one more time for an early 1st this year. Something like that. Trade up a little bit in the draft. We do have one more phone. New York, they have a 3rd this year, and nope. The Rangers, they don't have enough cap space to take it on. Ottawa does. Can't get much worse. And it'd have to be a 3rd round pick, which is not good. Which is not good. You know what? I'd rather hold on to Franzen at that point. Philly won't take him. Well, they will, but not enough cap space. Tampa, they've got a 2nd, and it would go to Tampa. This is Tampa's 2nd, and it's actually, we could probably ask for a little bit more here. We could probably ask for the 2nd and 3rd in this draft for Cody Franzen. You guys said we want to get rid of Cody Franzen. Actually, he was one of the most common players that came up that said to trade. So if we could trade him for a 2nd and a 3rd, maybe we can use one of those picks to swing another 1st round pick. What do you guys think about that? All right, let's see how this goes through. This is a realistic trade for us. I think that we'll do well. We've got Sam Reinhart going to be replacing Tyler Ennis, and then we'll be having another defenseman replacing Cody Franzen. It's just the way it's going to go. Will it go? And it will. There, I'm happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we consider it a done deal. So now I have one more phone. One more phone. And if we find, say, like, who else is there? Hold on. Let me go to my photos. Camera roll. Hold tight. Here we go. If we say we pull out this first-round pick, all right, let's see who would take it first. Calgary. Now, they don't want to get rid of their first, so they don't want to trade down. Carolina doesn't care. Dallas doesn't care. Edmonton doesn't want it. Florida doesn't want it. That's the problem you're going to face trading up. That's one thing that really sucks about this game is you cannot trade up. Vancouver do not want to get rid of the first. And so we end up with that first now. That's fine with me. We have a first, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, a 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's not bad at all. I'm actually quite happy with those picks, and I think I'm going to stick with them. We ended up acquiring 2 second-round picks and a 3rd in this trade, and also a 1st. So, not bad. Not bad. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to pick them. We'll pick the guys that we want. I'm going to probably go with Matthew Highmore in the first round, and then we'll figure it out from there, okay, guys? So let us do this draft. Clear that off, and we will shut down the phones here. Unless we can find somebody. Hold on. Let me go back here. Let's find somebody that might want that first-round pick, because maybe we can convert that into something better instead of exchanging cap. Skaters, no. Oh. Dallas, no. Florida. Probably nobody. I can't remember how many teams liked it, wanted it. Vancouver did. And they're getting rid of the Sedins. And no. Okay, I didn't think so. Alright, so we will just pick with it. We'll make the selection. And I think we're going to do pretty well here. We'll sim up tier. Now, we had Highmore. He's gone. Lidal's also gone. Now, also really high up there was Milikovic. He's a 1st/2nd round player. And Keegan Goetz is a 2nd/3rd. So, you know what? I don't see anybody else in here. Chris Martinet is still available from the looks of things. So if we go in here, let's see here. Milikovic, they've got him as a 2nd round player now. He's not even a 1st. We could end up with a guy like Gerard, or who's an offensive defenseman, and then you can end up with a guy with Oldrich Trinka, who's a 1st round pick. Now, there's Fox, Trent Fox. He's a centerman. What was his overall? 61. We got him considered as a 2nd round. He jumped up a little bit. Where's Martinet? Martinet, where are you? There he is. Martinet's considered a 2nd round pick. So we could leave Martinet. Where's Goetz, too? Am I seeing Goetz anywhere? There he is. He's considered a 3rd round pick now. So Keegan dropped. So I think our best bet... Let's see here. Where's LeBlanc, too? There's LeBlanc missing. There he is. He's considered a 1st/2nd. So there's Jean LeBlanc. He's 58 overall. They considered him a 2nd round pick before. He could have good potential. You know what? I'm going to go with Milikovic because I know he's a 71 overall player. Alexander Milikovic. Defensive defenseman, 6'3", 194. We're adding that top player. Yeah, let's go with Milikovic. We'll guarantee ourselves that guy. We'll sim. Let's see here. Because look, now our picks aren't till the very end. They are basically 29 and 30. So Fox went, LeBlanc went. So we'll see who's still available here. Hold on. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna back out here. Goetz, is he still there? Goetz is still there. We could go after him. Keegan Goetz, who was 71 overall. Martinet, did he go? Probably. Yeah, he did. He went 23rd overall to St. Louis. We're almost done here, guys. Sorry. We'll get through this draft really quick. Trent Fox, Martinet, Lidal. They're all gone. So we're going to have to basically go after Goetz, who's a 3rd round pick. We got 2 guys. So let's go with Goetz. Keegan Goetz. I know. And I'm also going to go with center playmaker, tiny little guy. 2-way forward, Mark Manchurik. Let's go by this. Let's see who's got the highest potential. Henley. Defensive defenseman, offensive defenseman. Hotchkiss, Matthew Hotchkiss, 2-way forward center. I like that guy. It was 5th round. He's considered 5th round. Never mind. You know what? I'm going to go with McKenzie. He's small, but he's got good rating. So I'm going to go with him. Okay. We're going to sim up here, and then I'll probably, well, for God's sake, I hate this sequence. Oh, Vancouver is actually calling. What do they want? They want to trade the 2017 first and a third for Daniel Sedin. No, thank you. No, thanks. It's okay. I don't want Daniel Sedin. We'll take a look at some of that other stuff coming up here. Third round, Schmidt. He's a offensive defenseman. We've also got a playmaker, Alex Dosty, who's small. Any big guys? Like a power forward or something in here? Here's this guy, 3rd/4th. So no, you know what? I'm going to go with Schmidt, offensive defenseman. We'll see what we get out of him. We'll sim up here. Not much available anymore. Really not much. Oops, sorry, boys. Sorry about that. Let's go by potential. Let's see here. What are we in? What round? 3rd round, but it's almost 4th. We could go with a guy like Gunnar Wegleitner, who's a two-way forward. Hotchkiss will save for later. So I'm going to go try Wegleitner. Okay, now we go to the 4th round. Continue. We do have picks in all these rounds, though. So, I mean, like, we're not missing out. It's just where, you know, where are we going to sit with this pick? Kramrosa. Defensive defenseman. Two-way forward. There's Kramrosa. I think Kramrosa, I believe he had a pretty good overall. Austin Playfair. Power forward center. 6'6", 220 from Tri-City. I'm going to give him a gamble. Let's see how he is. Let's see how he is. All right, and then I'm going to go after one of those guys that I scouted that were pretty good. Shut all that down. All right. And we'll go by potential. There's a couple in here. There's one. Troy Henley, two-way defenseman. I'm just going to take him, and then I'm going to auto-sim. There we go. And then when we come back, boys, I'm going to cut it off there. When we come back, we're going to have a look at some of our players, see how well we did in the draft, okay? So leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about some of those trades. Did we make the right decision with Reinhart coming up and some defensemen ready to burst the NHL lineup? We'll see how things go. Let me know, okay? Until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.